Alright everyone, welcome back downstairs. So last week I uploaded my Zach Top video. Yeah, go check that episode out if you haven't. I talk about many different things, not just about this sounds like I'm desperate. I'm making it sound like I'm desperate, but guys, it's a good episode, I promise. I talk about Zach Top. I believe the episode does have chapters, so you can scroll through to different parts if you want. I talk a lot about my college life. I talk a lot about my friends in college. I talk a lot about college football, specifically Alabama football and tailgating, because that's where I went to college. All kinds of different things. My worst and my best years of college I talked about in that video. And then the first part of it, I am on my way to the Zach Top concert and talking about how excited I am and blah blah blah, all these things. And then the back half of the video, the last like 30-ish minutes, I recorded 3 days later and talked about the experience that I had. So shameless plug, go watch that episode if you haven't. It's kind of weird seeing how different episodes of this podcast are received on YouTube by you guys. Very randomly I'll get one podcast episode that gets a lot more attention than the others, like my Halloween episode that I posted 2 weeks ago. And I feel like that might be because in the thumbnail I'm pretty dressed up and looking decent, and I put a lot of effort into that thumbnail compared to most of mine. I also realized after I uploaded last week's episode, the Zach Top episode, that in the thumbnail I did not write ASMR podcast, and I don't think I've ever uploaded an episode of this podcast without writing ASMR podcast on the thumbnail, so that probably had something to do with it as well. It's also weird to think about how much thumbnails affect the performance of videos. Like, I don't know, you guys probably don't care about this at all, but I just started thinking about it. You put all this effort into like a 30-minute to an hour-long video sometimes for these podcasts. Last week's episode was an hour and a half long. And put so much effort into the filming, the planning, the editing, the uploading, blah, blah, blah. And then a lot of the way that it turns out, it depends on this thumbnail that you take literally 5 seconds to take a picture for. And sometimes 5 seconds to edit, and sometimes 30 minutes to edit. And I think last week's video really shows how much that really affects how the video does. Also, my hair right now is weird. So I washed and dried it 2 days ago, and then sometimes I'll do this thing where I put it in these special like twist braids and let it kind of sit in those for a little while. And then it'll come out like this wavy texture, which I really like. And it's always like so hit or miss. Sometimes it turns out really good, and sometimes it turns out medium, and sometimes it turns out like nothing even happens. This is one of those like medium times. But I washed and dried it 2 days ago, and then today I wanted to do this hair. And so I got it a little bit wet, and then blow dried it to get it warm, and then put it in the braids, and then blow dried it more for a little bit of heat on it. Do you guys even care? What? This is why no one's watching my freaking episodes, because what am I talking about? And I'm also not whispering. I don't know what like comes over me when I start recording these, but I cannot keep whispering. I don't know why, but I just lose my whisper within like the first like 2 minutes of recording. Don't know why, I couldn't tell you. It just happens, so I do apologize for that. Speaking of that, I know I mentioned this in last week's episode, and I think also in the Halloween episode briefly. I am kind of planning on moving this podcast over to a second channel. I'm currently in the works of making a second channel. Like I told you guys, I'm going to Universal. That is happening next weekend technically. I am going to be in Orlando visiting Universal Studios Florida theme park. I'm so excited. I can't talk about it too much on this episode because I've talked about it so much already, but my whole TikTok For You page has been Universal stuff. Anyways, I'm making a second channel to post a vlog on for that trip, so I think for next week's podcast episode, I'll have the channel up, and I'm going to try to, before then, get all previous podcast episodes uploaded on that channel. And also maybe make one other video for the channel before I do the vlog. So next week's episode, be prepared to receive the information for that second channel. And like, seriously guys, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could help me out when that happens by going and subscribing to that new channel. I know it's going to take a long time to kind of build up a little bit of momentum over there, as it would for any second channel. Honestly, I've even also thought about making like just a channel for the podcast and then a second channel, but then I have 3 channels, and that's like, whoa, chill out. You are not that special. But then I like look at Brittany Broski. Brittany Broski has been my inspiration for a lot of things. You guys probably know that if you've been watching this podcast since the beginning. I used to talk about it a lot in the beginning, how her podcast is literally the whole reason that I'm doing this one. It just completely inspired me, and I love how she does her podcast. My first episodes were a lot more like her podcast than these episodes are, because I was sitting at my desk, I had my computer, stuff like that. And I look at her channel, like I look at her, and of course she is a way bigger creator than I am. It feels wrong to even compare myself to her in any way, so that's not what I'm trying to do here, but I do look to her for inspiration. And she does have 3 channels, but she is also a much bigger creator than me, so it's like, I could do it. But what are my chances of success? I don't know. I feel like it would make this channel a whole lot better. But it's just like, do I want to make the 2 other channels and have one for the podcast and one for like fun stuff? Or just have a second channel where I post the podcast and fun stuff? I don't know. I feel like podcasts always have their own channel. I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, I really think that might be the route that I need to go. Let me know your thoughts down below, please. I really take your feedback seriously. You guys are literally the foundation of this channel, of this podcast, of all my content creation, and so I really, really value your opinions and your thoughts and feedback. So please, even if you're a lurker and don't normally comment, just like leave a short little comment. Let me know what you think would be a better option. If you don't care, then just say you don't care. I don't know. Anyways, now that I've blabbered about nothing for 10 minutes as per usual, I would like to take a second to do an ootd, because it is officially getting a little bit chilly here in Florida. It is the 11th of November, and I've always dealt with like on and off climates around this time of year, especially around this time of year, because I grew up in Alabama. I grew up in North Alabama, and then of course the last 4 years I've been in Tuscaloosa for college, so I've been in Alabama pretty much my whole memorable life. And this side of my hair is about to drive me crazy, because why are these waves so good and these are like so bleh? Anyway, I've dealt with these climates for a long time, and it's just so wishy-washy when the seasons start to change, because it likes to stay warm, but cold days will just get thrown in there. And it's definitely different here in Florida than it was in Alabama, but not too different. It's still a lot warmer here than it is currently in Alabama, to my understanding, at least. Like 2 days ago, and like basically the whole week before that, it was warm. It was like 75 to 80 degrees in the middle of the day. Of course, we had cold mornings, warm days, cold nights. You know how it is if you live around here this time of year. But last week it was like very warm, but before that, for like a day or two, it was very cold. And now, yesterday and today, and I think maybe tomorrow as well, it's like 35 degrees, even in the middle of the day. Like, it's cold outside. And then I think literally in like 3 or 4 days from now, it's supposed to go back up and be warm again. I don't know. Been super wishy-washy, and I do love cold weather because I love dressing for cold weather. I love how cold the house gets in cold weather. I love snuggling up in warm blankets and not getting too hot. That's like the worst part of summer is like one, you have to have the AC blasting to have like a decent temperature in the house where I don't get overheated, because when I get overheated, everything like blows up. Nobody wants to be around me when I get overheated, because that is my final straw, especially if I'm already like frustrated and things are going wrong and I'm in a bad mood for some reason. If it's hot, it's over. Like get away, because it happened literally like 2 days ago. It was literally Saturday. I was sitting in here trying to record some TikToks and the house got really hot and my like microphone fell over or something and something was going wrong. Oh, my necklace broke. Okay, you guys, I have this necklace, this E. Newton necklace that I wear every single day, all the time, 24/7, never take it off. I don't take it off in the shower. I didn't take it off at night. Never, ever, ever took it off. Not even in the ocean. I would wear it in the ocean every single day. And that was my second one of that exact same necklace, because the first one broke literally almost exactly a year ago. I remember it was the Georgia-Alabama game day last year. So it was October, November of 2024 when that one broke. And then this one literally just broke like 2 days ago, because I was wearing a sweatshirt and I was burning up and the neck of my sweatshirt felt too tight. Like it had sunken back toward my back, you know, and it felt too tight. So I went like this to try and adjust my sweatshirt. Popped my necklace, broke. Literally went everywhere because it has little beads on it. And there's carpet in here. I couldn't find the beads, and that was my final straw. I literally lost my mind and walked out to the kitchen and I was barefoot and there were crumbs on the floor, and that literally made me go into like a cleaning episode. Like I went crazy. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. These crummy floors are about to drive me crazy. I feel my poor boyfriend. I literally was like going psycho on him. Not like yelling or fighting, but I was like, oh, these floors are driving me crazy. My necklace just broken. Like literally like losing my mind like a crazy person. And I started vacuuming the whole house, cleaning, and then I took a shower because I felt disgusting. It was a whole ordeal. Anyways, I started talking about this because of my outfit today. It's a little bit of a chillier day, but it's still not like super duper cold. Like it's midday right now. It's 1 o'clock. And let's just see what the current temperature is actually outside. Okay, it's 54, feels like 64. So it's not that cold, but it's not like 75, 80 degrees, you know. So I'm wearing this like, I gotta squat down to show you. I'm wearing this sweater. It's like a half sweater, comes off on the shoulder right here, and it's very thin, very breathable, and then it's kind of cut so you can see the like asymmetrical cut it's got. Very light, airy sweater though. And then I've got this little skirt on because I thought it was so cute, and then I've got my little winter boots on from Shein that I got a couple of years ago. Sorry, I keep having to put it down and pick it back up because I can't balance. Anyway, this is a terrible setup for me to be doing an OOTD because you can't even see half of my body when I stand up. But I need to tape that to the wall because it drives me crazy that the sunlight comes in like that. Why would anyone watch this? I'm literally just... Okay. Sorry. Okay, I wanted to tell you guys about the thing that I did earlier today because I thought it was funny. I have been trying to put together a Christmas list. Completely irrelevant, but I was sitting on the couch trying to put together a little Christmas list to send to my family, and I started using this app. It's called like Wishful or something. I don't know. That's besides the point, but I was just chilling on the couch, and then I started looking on TikTok, and I opened TikTok to look at some things that I had saved on TikTok that I like knew I had wanted to get earlier in the year, so I could maybe add them to my list. And you know how it is. I open TikTok and the first video that pops up distracts me, and I watch it, and then I start scrolling, and then I came across this video, and it was like, I changed my Carplay startup audio, and every time I get in my car now and start it up, it automatically plays this like sound that I set it up to play. And it was a Gossip Girl clip, and it was like, welcome back, Queen Serena. blah blah blah, we are your humble servants, something something about the way that you look like. And then it was like something something wouldn't want to be Dan Humphrey. And then it was like, oh, you don't need nothing at all of me, you know, Say It Right by Nelly Furtado or whatever it is. And I was like, if that played every time I got in my car, it would make my mood so much better. So then I start looking up tutorials on TikTok on how to set this thing up, and find a tutorial. It's apparently really, really easy to set it up. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like, I'm going to try and find an idea for what I want to do. I really like the Gossip Girl concept, but I don't really want to get in my car and it be like, welcome back, Queen Serena, blah, 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 Blair and Dan, and da, 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 da. Like, I love Gossip Girl to death. I would honestly be pretty happy probably if that played every time I got in the car, but most people are not going to get it. And like, this is going to play every time you get in the car. Like, it's automated. Every time you get in your car and you start it up, it starts playing this. So I start looking through these different TikToks trying to find an idea that I want to go with. And there's obviously like Jarvis ones where it's like the Jarvis startup sound. And there's a bunch of people that did, okay, let's go, and just had that as their startup sound, which was funny. But I was like, I just love that Gossip Girl concept. So I was like, is it possible? My stomach is growling, if you can hear it. You probably can't because this mic is pretty good at cutting stuff out in the background, but oh my gosh, my stomach's growling. I need to eat food. I haven't eaten today. Oh my gosh, my mind. I had a coffee already. I did have a coffee. I didn't need any food, and I had a coffee, and that's probably why my mouth is running so fast right now, so I apologize. I was looking through these ideas, and then there's these different ones, and I was like, I just like the Gossip Girl one. But is there a way that I can curate it to be personal to me, like customized to me, and have my name in it? So I was like, I can probably do that with AI. Like, we can do everything. Okay, so I go on ChatGPT, which is my best friend ever, my bestie boo. I talk to ChatGPT pretty much every single day for at least one thing. Usually I use it for like recipes and like helping me. My allergies are about to kill me. Slow down. I use it every day, usually for like recipes and to like help me figure out how long to cook something, like chicken. I always like use it to make sure that I'm cooking my chicken long enough and things like that. Oh my god. I don't even have my water in here. So, what is going on? I'm so sorry. Let me just breathe for a second. Hold on. My stomach is growling, and there's freaking something in the back of my throat. And my nose is stuffy. I need to eat and like drink some water, and I didn't even drink water. I just drank coffee. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, ChatGPT. And so I go to ChatGPT, and I'm like, I always make sure that I write very thorough prompts for ChatGPT when I use it. And I'm so sorry, you guys. This is so unattractive. I like got all nice and ready, and I'm on here like in the microphone. I use ChatGPT and I give it a very thorough prompt. I always give ChatGPT a very thorough prompt when I'm using it, because if you don't, then it never knows what to do. I stand by this. I heard someone else say this on TikTok one time. AI is only as smart as the person using it, period. If you cannot give a thorough, well thought out prompt to AI, it is not going to give you a good response back. It is not going to be as detailed and as customized to you, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I give it a very thorough prompt and basically tell it to create this audio for me. And I'm like, I kind of like the theme, but I want it to be with my name in it, and maybe change a few of like the lines in this little script that it has. And it basically tells me I cannot recreate Kristen Bell's voice to do the Gossip Girl voiceover, but I can do something very similar. And then I chat back and forth with it for a little while, trying to decide on what I want the script to be and what I want it to actually say. Because I'm like, I kind of want it to be a little more like for the road. Like, I wanted to get in the car and it to be like, hey, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. Something about the road, something about the drive, something like I wanted it to have to do with getting in the car and not just like, welcome back, Queen Serena, na, Dan and Blair, and blah, blah, blah. So, chatting back and forth with it, changed up the script. I landed on like, which it didn't even give me these ideas anyways. I ended up coming up with it myself because I didn't like any of the scripts that it gave me. And it was like, welcome back, Kaloha. We missed you on the road. Seatbelts on, everyone. What did I end up telling you? Oh my gosh, I can't remember the last one. Hold on, I'll read it. Because I have it saved still. Welcome back, Kaloha. We missed you on the road. Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us. That just felt like very Gossip Girl, like something that Gossip Girl would say. And so I landed on that, went through a few different things with it on details, and then I was like, okay, go ahead and generate the audio. Tell me why the audio ended up going, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Seatbelts on. It was like the most robotic sounding crap I have ever heard in my life. I was like, are you kidding me? I just sat here for like 20 minutes giving this insanely detailed like prompt, working out all these details with ChatGPT for it to give me that. Are you kidding me? Hold on, I'll try to find it. It's terrible. Welcome back, Yellow App. And then I just closed ChatGPT after that. I was like, are you actually kidding me? Let me find it. Final script right here. Okay, and then it was like, you can download the audio file and set up this. Okay, here it goes.
We missed you on the road. Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us.
Are you actually kidding me? I mean, literally look at these freaking, like, that is me chatting with ChatGPT for 20 minutes, trying to figure out the script and how I wanted it, and it gave me that. So I was like, screw this. I'm gonna go find, because I've done like I did it on this podcast actually, I think. I've done like a Scottish accent generator, and you just like, you go online, it's like an AI thing. You type in whatever you want it to say, and then it'll say it in a Scottish accent, which is freaking awesome. And so I was like, there's got to be a Gossip Girl one, because you've seen like character AI and like those websites where you can like chat with these like celebrities and stuff in their voice. Yeah, so I was like, I can definitely do that. So I look it up online, Gossip Girl narrator voice generator, and I find one, had to sign up for it, whatever, ended up being free. And it was okay. It definitely needed some work. Like, it didn't sound supernatural, but it was good enough, and it sounded close enough to it. So I ended up finally figuring it out and putting together different clips of, because I would regenerate certain words, because certain words it would say would sound like off and weird. So I basically pieced together my favorite ones for each word and got it to sound like this. Hold on. And I put, oh no, I can't play it because it has Nelly Furtado in the background. Hold on, let me see if I can cut that out on CapCut where I edited it, and I'll play it. But it's really freaking cool. But there's a lot more to the story though. Just hold on. Let me cut this music out, and then I'll play it. Okay.
Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us.
Doesn't that sound like her? Okay, the seatbelts on, everyone, is the part that I had the most trouble with it getting to generate to sound right. I regenerated it probably 100 times to get that one. And that was the best one I could get. Some of them were like, seatbelts on everyone. Seatbelts on everyone. Seatbelts on everyone. It was always a different like tone every time you regenerated it, but this was the best one we could get.
Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us.
And the everyone is actually... Oh, no, it's not. Never mind, ignore that.
Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us.
And at the beginning, right before that, it says, welcome back, Kaloha. But it's not on there for some reason. And then it's got, oh, you don't need nothing at all me. Hey. Hey. Behind it. And in the clip of the girl that did it originally with the actual Gossip Girl quote on top of it, the first TikTok I saw that inspired me to do all of this, it was playing that same song behind it, and it like faded out after like 2 seconds. But I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if I started up my car and it automatically just played that song? And then if I want, I can just pause it and make it stop and then start playing my own music, or I could just listen to that song first when I get in my car. So I was like, okay, I'm going to play that, or I'm going to do the audio, and then I'm going to have the whole song play through. The whole song, which is like 4 minutes long, by the way. And if I don't want to listen to that song when I first get in the car, I'll just make it stop. Because surely, if this starts playing, there's going to be a pause button on my phone that I can make it stop. Boy, was I wrong. Because I finally get the whole thing done. I had to convert the video to an MP3 and like set up the shortcut on my phone, whatever. And I go get in my car. I'm super giddy. I'm like barefoot, walk out the door, go get in my car, start it up. It didn't work for a second. I had to like restart my phone. But then after a couple tries, it worked. And y'all, there's no way to pause it. There's no way to stop it. Nothing pops up on your phone when it starts playing. It just starts playing on your phone. Like your phone looks completely normal and it's just playing through the whole song. And so there's literally no way to stop it or pause it other than turn the volume all the way down. And then if you turn the volume back on, it just keeps going until the song is over. So I'm in my car and I'm like, okay, this is great. I can't wait to use it next time I get in my car for real. But like, how do I make it stop if I want to start playing other music and not have this song play all the way through every single time that I get in my car without stopping? And there was no way to stop it. It would not stop. I tried to go on Spotify and start playing a different song, and it kept playing Nelly Furtado and also played the other song that I was trying to play on Spotify at the same time. So now both of these songs are going, and I'm like, there's no way to make it stop. And so I turned my car off, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go inside and try to make this thing shorter. And it keeps playing on my phone after I've turned the car off. And so Nelly Furtado, I think the song is called Say It Right, just keeps playing. Literally keeps playing for the next like 3 minutes. And it would not stop. And so I've got to edit it down to be just, unfortunately, I'm going to have to make it cut off right after, which I think it would be so much cooler if I could just like have it keep playing. But that would be so ridiculously annoying if every time I got in my car, it played that song all the way through and I couldn't skip it or stop it or play something else. So we're going to, and oh my gosh, I would feel so bad for my passengers, especially if it was like an errand day. Like I go try to do errands and I like run in the store and come out and then this whole thing plays for 4 minutes. And then I go, and by the time it's done playing, I'm at the next store and I go and come out and it's like this repeating cycle of Nelly Furtado. But I think it's really cool. I got Gossip Girl's narrator to say my name and it's going to do it every time I get in the car. I've just got to figure out the music thing because I think it's cool. It also, like, it takes a minute for it to get going. Like, if you look up the videos on TikTok, you'll see. Because Apple Carplay takes a minute to connect and get running once you start the car up. I do have wireless CarPlay, not integrated in my car, but I got one of the plugins on Amazon for like $40, where you just plug it into the USB port and it automatically connects to your phone every time you get in, so you don't have to do a wired connection, which is very helpful, by the way. Great Christmas gift. If anyone wants to get someone that, or ask for that for the Christmas, definitely recommend. It's a pretty decently priced Christmas gift item, and very useful. Anyways, it takes a minute to get going, and so you kind of sit in the car in silence for like 20 to 30 seconds after you start it up, and then it starts playing. It would be so cool if I could like wire my car. Like, you know how on Teslas you can customize like everything? I bet you can customize the startup sound on a Tesla too, because you can customize the freaking horn. Like, you can literally customize everything on Teslas. It would be so much cooler if, like, as soon as I press the button, instead of it going beeding, ding, you know, like normal car sounds do, it went, "Welcome back, Kayla. Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising..." Oh no, "Welcome back, Kayla. We missed you on the road. Seatbelts on, everyone." Wait, I just realized I didn't play the "We missed you on the road" part. Oh no, did I lose it?
Seatbelts on, everyone. We've got a promising ride ahead of us.
That is just so cool. The promising ride ahead of us is exactly like it would sound on Gossip Girl. Where's the first part? Ugh, I'll have to figure that out because I'm gonna have to re-edit it now. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys about that. No big deal. I also, after this, I'm gonna have to drive to the PetSmart, which is like a 45-minute drive from here. I have to go once every 2 weeks to get more cat food, because I've always used PetSmart for the cats, because they do the points, and I spend so much money on cat food and litter and stuff that I just get everything from there. And I've actually gotten really good points the last few times I've gone. I think I've spent about $100 the last 2 times each that I've went, so, which is normal. I spend about $100 a month. But this time, I got a different kind of litter and I hated it. It didn't work. It smelled horrible. Let me just show you guys to warn you, because I was misled by TikTok and the internet and everything else, and I thought this litter was going to be awesome, and it sucks because it has no odor control. This is the Tuft and Paw really great cat litter, and in theory it sounds amazing. And they had like a litter, like extra points, buy one get one half off or something like that when I went that one time. It was like 2 trips ago. And I've been using what is the brand? Boxy Pro? Yes, I've been using the Boxy Pro for a while now. It's just like a clay litter. But it's got like probiotics or something in it that does a lot for odor control. And I keep 2 litter boxes in this room, by the way. In the closet of this room is my cat's room, and both of their litter boxes are in there. And so I really care about odor control and how it smells, and so I clean it out every single day. I completely change the litter once every 2 to 3 weeks, and which is very expensive, by the way, because I have to buy 2 bags. Wait, no, I only have to buy 1 bag of the Boxy Pro, but I bought 2 bags of the Tuft and Paw. So I was like, I want to switch it up a little bit. Like the worst part of the Boxy Pro is the mess it makes. Like, it scatters a lot of litter, but it's not a big deal because I have a lot of mats around the litter boxes to try and keep it from like getting all over the carpet and all over the place. But it was annoying me, and it was also really hard to scoop. But then I found out later that it was because of the scoop I was using, not because of the actual litter. But I thought that the litter was causing an issue with scooping. And so I was like, I want to try something new. Looked up a bunch of reviews on TikTok, found out that the Tuft and Paw was like had really great reviews. Bought it, hated it. I used it for not even a week before I drove 45 minutes back to the store like 3 days later because I could not stand the smell. It literally, I'm not joking, you guys, I cleaned it out like twice a day. I cleaned the litter boxes out like twice a day, and it still smelled like straight urine in here. it was actually terrible. So if you care about odor control, would not recommend Tuft & Paw. I also use the Arm & Hammer Double Duty Litter Deodorizer. Always used that. I use it with the Boxy Pro, and I tried it with the Tuft & Paw, and it didn't help. And the Boxy Pro, I don't know what's in it that helps so much with the odor control, but it's been great. I hope there's some cat owners here, because if I'm just talking about this and nobody cares, I'm going to be really upset. I've got to come up with some more fun, like, things to do on this podcast, because, yeah, the whole thing is, like, I just sit here and ramble about my life and random things, but I don't know. Today it doesn't feel forced because I'm very chatty right now, but sometimes when I'm not so chatty and I don't have, like, a planned, like, not script, but list of things to go over and, like, things that I want to talk about, it does feel forced and, like, boring. And then we get these days where I'm very chatty and I'm talking about the most boring, unimportant thing in the world. Like, who clicked on this video because they wanted to hear about cat litter brands? Nobody. Stupid. And the first, like, 10 minutes, I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was talking about something stupid and random for the first 10 minutes. Literally talking about nothing. Let me see if there's anything else that I do want to talk about. I still am working on a glow mode. I still am talking about oh my gosh. I still want to talk about Glow On by Turnstile, the album. I've done a little analyzation in my notes app on, like, half of it, but I still have, like, half of it to finish analyzing. So I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm also going to tell you guys today that I today decided what ring I want. Well, I kind of decided, like, a week ago. Does anyone care? It's just me. Why am I talking about this stuff? I don't know. Well, I decided what kind of ring I want, and I don't know if this is normal. Like, I don't know if other girls feel like this, because it is very normalized to, like, tell your significant other what you want. But I feel really, like, weird and selfish doing that, because I don't want to go to my significant other and be like, I need this ring. This is exactly what I want, and I need you to find something exactly like it. I don't care how much money you have to spend. This is what I want, and if you can't get it, I'm going to be upset at you. Like, that just feels wrong. I don't know. The idea of doing that makes me feel really bad. But, like, also, everybody wants what they want, and, like, that's what people do. Like, you tell them what you want, right? But I feel wrong doing it. Anyway, I had never been super sure on what I wanted for an engagement ring, but I used to think, I have a very small, like, Pinterest board that I've curated over the years, and I used to think that I wanted a oval cut, like a, not marquise. I didn't want that. I wanted, like, the round one. And I didn't really know much beyond that. I know I wanted gold. I liked the, like, here, I'm going to put the microphone down for a second to show you. I liked the, like, ones where it kind of had a triangle on either side of the oval to, like, build into it, you know, like, that didn't help at all. Let me find a picture. Let me just go to my Pinterest board. I've also given up on, like, putting overlays in here and editing because I edit so fast. Ooh, that's a pretty tattoo. I get so easily distracted. Oh, I love this tattoo. But, like, it just would not have any significance to me. And I need something that means something to me. But I love that freaking tattoo, and I love dragons. Would it be weird for me to get that as... Anyway. Got distracted. To the rings. Oh, and I still think this is so pretty. let me find it. There's one specific one that I always, okay, this is so pretty. I still really love this. And that is what my ring, that, like, this was the ring I wanted for years. I was stuck on this one, this exact one. I love the band and I love the oval. I love the, like, claws grabbing onto it. I just think it is so pretty. But I have recently slipped into, like, the emerald cut world of rings, and I really, really like them. I think that the oval ones are so pretty, but I think for, like, this one thing that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I would want something a little more timeless, a little more elegant, and I think the emerald cut just is that. I just love the emerald cuts. Like, look at this guy. Now, I don't like those 2 diamonds on the side, and I also love that band. I love delicately engraved bands. Oh, that is just so pretty. Now, a couple days ago, I was scrolling on TikTok and saw a video of what is now my favorite ring, and I have decided is the ring that I want. Like, if I could have this exact ring, I would. Let me show you. It's Claremore on TikTok is the account. Oh my goodness. So it's the emerald cut, and it's got that really pretty, delicate but characteristically engraved band. It's got an elongated emerald and it's gold. Oh, I just love it. I love the cathedral supports. I found out the terminology today because I started watching this video and I was like, I need to write all this down in case, like, just by some chance this video gets deleted. I need to remember all of this. So I started listening, and he talks about a lot of the details in this video. It's a short video, but he says, like, cathedral supports. He says it's like VVS2 clarity, yellow gold band. I wrote down all the things. E-color VVS2 clarity, elongated emerald cut, cathedral supports, yellow gold engraved ring. This one is a 4 carat, but I think that personally I would rather have a 2.5 or 3 carat. And see, then I just get into all those details that, like, really, really play into the price. And I just feel selfish. Like, I don't know. And, like, my boyfriend, we've talked about it before, and we both agree that, like, it shouldn't matter so much what exactly the ring is. What matters the most, obviously, is, like, the proposal and your relationship, and, you know, like, the ring is just a material. It's just a material thing. And he's talked to about, like, the diamond industry and how they made it such a big thing for money. It's just a big money scheme and blah, 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 which I agree. Like, I think it's stupid to spend. I mean, not necessarily stupid, but, like, I don't need someone to spend $35,000 on a ring for me. I don't want someone to even spend, like, $5,000 on a ring for me. I think that's so much money. But also, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm so torn on it. Like, I feel bad asking for something that expensive from someone. And I get weird when people get me gifts that are, like, $100. Like, I'm like, whoa, you spent $100 on me? Like, come on. And, like, I don't know. I feel bad when people spend money on me. And so something that big, like, of course it's tradition and it's commitment and it's a gift. But I don't know. Especially asking for it. Like, he keeps telling me to tell him what I want for Christmas. No, absolutely not. I'm not telling you what I want for Christmas, because then I just feel like I'm begging and I'm being selfish, and I don't need anything. Like, I don't need anything for Christmas. Technically, I really don't need anything. And I feel bad asking for specific things. You know? Like, I'll feel bad if, like, I remember a few years ago, I went to Huntsville, Alabama with my family. This was quite a few years ago. Now, I was probably in high school, I think. And it was around Christmas time. I think, maybe not, actually. It might not have been. Anyways, I went to Bridge Street in Huntsville, Alabama, which is like one of my favorite places on earth. I love Bridge Street so much. It's like a medium-ish sized outdoor shopping mall, but it's beautiful, like very well designed. Some pretty great stores there. Not like the bougie like Gucci and Louis and Rolex and stuff like that, but like actual stores you can shop at as a normal person. And we went there, shopped around with the family a little bit, and then I remember we went in Sephora, and I was with my dad and my mom and my sister. I think my mom was there. I know my dad and sister were there. And I was talking to my sister. I picked up this dry shampoo bottle, and it was a Mika brand, which is like a pretty decent brand from Sephora. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted this dry shampoo. Like, I love the smell of this dry shampoo. My salon uses it. Like, it's such a nice dry shampoo, but it was like $30 to $35 for this bottle of dry shampoo. And I was like, that's crazy. I cannot justify like me spending the money on that or making my parents buy that for me. So I put it back. And my dad apparently saw me. This is going to make me cry. It's so sweet. My dad saw me grab the bottle and like talk about it and decide I didn't want to spend the money on it or need to spend the money on it. And he freaking like somehow behind my back bought it, like picked it up and went and checked out with it and gave it to me when we got home and was like, I got this for you. And I was like, what do you mean you bought me? And it was only like $30, y'all. Like $30. But like, and I like that, the fact that I still hold on to that and remember it and think it's such a special little thing, but also like, you did not have to do that. You did not have to spend that money for me. Like, I did not need that dry shampoo. I used it. I used the whole bottle, but like, I didn't need it. And like, I don't know, like, okay, I don't know what just my iPad just said low power mode, 10% battery, so I don't know if it's still, hopefully it's still recording right. Anyways, just the fact that I still hold on to that and like it's still such a special thing to me and meant so much to me, like literally tells you how I feel about that type of stuff. So the idea of someone spending like even $1,000 on a ring, $1,000? That's so much money. You could eat off of $1,000 for months. That is months and months of food for one person. And you spent that on a ring for me? That's crazy. And then the fact that people are getting these like $1 million rings, like these celebrities are getting $1 million rings. What? Just to get divorced 2 years later, by the way. Just would like to add that in there real quick. These celebrities, multi-million-dollar rings on their finger, divorced 3 years later. It's so sad. Celebrity culture is so sad. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if I picked, this is exactly, like, I have never seen a ring and been like my eyes are like, you know, hard eyes coming out of my head, like I'm drooling over this ring. It is so pretty. But like, is it really that deep? Is it really that deep? It doesn't have to be, but if I got this ring, it would be so cool. But then I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This is exactly what I wanted. But at the same time, I would be like, I can't believe I made him. I would feel like I made him get that. I can't believe I made him get that. I can't believe I told him that was what he had to get. But also I want it. But also I want it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so torn. But yeah, that's where I'm kind of standing right now. I feel weird about it, but I've never in my life, like that first ring that I showed y'all, the oval one. Yes, I loved that for a very long time. And I actually, at the time, didn't feel this way about it. Like, I was like, that's what I want, and I want it, and I don't care. But now I find out how freaking expensive they actually are, because when I wanted that ring, I was in high school. And I was dating a different man. Anyway, if my boyfriend is ever wondering, hey boyfriend, if you're ever wondering what kind of ring I want, every detail about it is in this video. But he doesn't watch my podcast or my videos, so I don't know. But I know people that know him and talk to him that do. But then I feel bad. Stop asking for that. You don't need that. But if you're wondering what I want, that's it. Okay, now that I've made myself look absolutely crazy and insane, sorry. It's so pretty. But yeah, like I said, I was saying before I went on this whole rant about feeling bad about it, I feel like 4 carat is whoa. Obviously, different carat sizes look different on different finger sizes. My fingers are decently skinny. I don't know what size I am, though. I have no idea what size I am. I would like to find out. I have a tape measure somewhere, but it's not a flexible one. I need to figure out what size I am. Or not. I don't know. I don't know how soon I'm getting engaged. Guys, what am I talking about? Stop. I've got to stop. We've been dating for just over a year. I need to slow down. There is still time. I am 22 years old. There is still time. Also, I have been fishing on the internet for a new phone case. Oh my gosh, I want a new phone case so bad. Okay, so I got this phone case from Shein with a big Shein order I did a couple months ago because obviously I moved to the beach and I made my whole personality about it. And now it's come winter and I'm starting to be in the fall winter mood. And so I've been looking on Berga because I have always loved Berga's designs. They're a little pricey. I think I'm going to buy myself one. I thought about asking for one for Christmas, but they're buying a buy 2, get 2 free right now. So I think I'm going to get 1 or 2 people a gift, a new phone case for them, and then also get myself one. And I've been looking and I want... Oh my gosh, my body's attacking me again. I want brown. I want brown, okay? I want fall. I want dark. I want vintage. I've also been, how did I not tell you this sooner? How did I not start this episode like this? Because why was I so boring for literally 45 minutes? And now I've got all these things to say. I have been designing my coffee shop that I'm going to open one day. I also have a note for that now. My notes app has had a lot of work done this week. Y'all, just by the way, I realized that the style that I want to go for is neoclassical dark academia. ChatGPT did in fact help me out with that one because I did not, I had the vision in my head of what I wanted it to look like, but I didn't know what exact style, what category it would fall into. I knew it was dark academia, but it was a certain subcategory of dark academia. It's neoclassical dark academia. Let me just show you the pictures that I got ChatGPT to generate because I have been all week wanting to put this in SketchUp and build it myself. Do you not want to go sit there and get a coffee and read a little book? Oh my god. So that's just the staircase. This was the original image that I had it generate. And you know how I told y'all I get specific with the prompts? Y'all should have seen this long prompt I gave ChatGPT to generate this image because I was very specific and I wanted it to look perfect. Oh my gosh, that's the ordering counter. And there's a loft above it. So it's 2 stories and it's got this beautiful architecture, these beautiful, is that groin vault ceilings or barrel vault ceilings? I can't remember the difference. It's got these neoclassical columns with this almost plaster wall texture. And then it's also got the dark academia, dark wood finishes and arches in that dark academia wood for the shelf by the ordering counter, and these beautiful leather vintage chairs. Oh my gosh, you guys. I need this to exist right now. This is where I want to be all the time. And I asked you at ChatGPT, I was like, so is there like a coffee shop that already looks like this? Because if so, one, I'm not going to be very original, and two, I want to go there right now. And it could not find one that looked like this. I'm sure there's some that look very close, but not neoclassical dark academia, just like this with the arched ceilings. And so I grabbed my sketchbook, and for like a couple hours the other night, I was sketching floor plans, trying to like come up with this place that I want to make one day. I have always wanted to open a coffee shop. You guys probably know that. I feel like I've talked about it a million times. I have a huge coffee passion. It's probably like my favorite thing in this world, like passion wise, aside from like the content creation that I do. I feel like this content creation and then making coffee are my two passions. And then interior design is like, I still really love designing, obviously. I still love sketching floor plans and like coming up with these incredible spaces, but it's not like at the top of my list. But it's really fun to do it when I can tie it into the coffee shop thing. And the idea of being able to do that is just, I want to do it now, but it is so expensive. One, to make and register and run a business, and two, to build something, to build any type of structure. And I don't have money like that. Like, I make enough money to cover my bills and like to do a little extra stuff here and there, but I don't make money like that, you know? So that's definitely like a long-term thing. Like, eventually one day, especially if my social platforms can get a little more, you know, a little more traction and I can start making more money and stuff like that, that would just be like my dream scenario. But yeah, I also asked it to help me come up with some name ideas. Again, gave it some very thorough prompts. Like, I don't want it to be like cringy or like Disney adult or like cartoonish, like spin-off, play-off, punny names. I wanted it to be sophisticated, but also tie in to the theme of it all in a very clever way. So some of the ones that were my favorites were the ledger. And then it gave like a little explanation of like why that would be a good name. And for the ledger, it suggests thought, record keeping, and academia. And then there's also Velicore, which means the strange wistfulness of used bookstores. Isn't that an awesome word? Velicore. Am I pronouncing it right? Vellichor. Velicore. Velicore. I need pronunciation, please, Google. How to say Velicore?
Pronunciation guide where we look at how to pronounce.
This video does not need to be a minute long, YouTube. I just need to hear Velicore, please.
The most mispronounced words in the world, like this other curious word, but how do you say what you're looking for? Velicore.
Velicore. Velicore. I love that name. I think that's very cool, but also like you kind of have to look it up to get it because who understands that? I think Page and Parlor is really great. Feels old world without being stodgy. Page and Parlor is like, that is a coffee shop name. A coffee shop bookstore, which in my dream scenario, it would also be a bookstore, but I technically like don't know much about like I don't really read. Complete honesty, I don't really read, which is why my bookshelf looks like this and not like an actual bookshelf. I would love this to be filled with books, but books are expensive and I don't know what books to get because I don't really read. Like I've got a few books over here from college and most of them are interior design books. Also, I didn't even mention my shelf. Let me just give a brief little, here's my Target. It has lights in it. And here's my ski chalet. It has lights in it as well. I think it's so cute. And then I have a little reindeer here, a little reindeer there. Just throw up little Christmas decorations for the transition from fall to Christmas. Anyways, Page and Parlor. Oh, I don't read that much. I don't know much about books, but dream scenario, it would be a coffee shop bookstore because we need shelves full of books in this place. So I think Page and Parlor, it ties together the two things so well. I need to look up if that's already a thing though, because that is a very good name and I would not be surprised if it was taken. Page and Parlor. Okay, there is a photography studio in Las Vegas called Page and Parlor, and that's it. No way, that has not been taken. Nobody please. My thing just popped up that I have 5% battery. I don't know how long it was doing that or if you got any of that, but there's not a Page and Parlor yet. There's only a Page and Parlor photography in Las Vegas. So I can't believe that hasn't been taken yet. Such a good name. Please, none of you take it. Nobody steal this from me, please. This is my idea. And then the last one that I kind of liked was The Archive. Feels historic, secretive, private. Pretty cool name. So I don't know. I have a lot of time to think on it because I don't have the money to do this anytime soon. But yeah, I wish I'd thought about this earlier and talked about it earlier because I'm out of time. I'm actually well over out of time. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go do my errands. I think I'm also going to go to Plato's Closet because I want to see if they have some tall winter boots. I don't have any tall boots, which is why I'm wearing these. I'm going to see if I can find some tall boots. I'm going to see if I can find another sweater or two because I want to put together a Thanksgiving outfit. And I know that I want to wear this skirt for Thanksgiving. Just not sure about the top yet. And I might have to get some fleece leggings as well. My body's also about to kill me because I need to eat food and drink some water. So I'm going to go. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for bearing with me if you're listening. If you didn't watch last week's episode, I again highly encourage you to stay in the loop. It's a good episode, I promise. And next week will probably be the last time I upload an episode to this channel. So please, please, please be on the lookout for that second channel or the podcast channel plus a second channel for the vlogs and things like that. Those are coming very, very soon within the next week or two, okay? I love you guys so much. I love you. I love you. Like, seriously, I love you. Thank you so much for listening to me. It makes me so happy. Like, I cannot tell you. Okay, I'm not going to ramble. You make me very happy. I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm going to go before my body shuts down. Love you guys so much. I'll see you later. Bye.